Okay, so here we go. We're gonna try to finish up the bike. I've never assembled a bike before. This will be the first one. My original e-bike that I purchased came fully assembled. So it doesn't look like it's too hard. Step one is going to be to take this plate off and get the wheel put on. And so let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to use this M6 to take the axle out. So I've got the protectors off both sides. I'm going to set this over here. I believe I've got to pull the spacer out of the caliper here. So that's basically it. Set that aside. Okay, so I guess what we're going to do here is use the M4 Allen key to remove these 4 bolts. Seems like all the bolts that I've undone so far, and I got a little ahead of myself and took the front axle out before I put the handlebars. Handlebars is actually the first step, but it seems like all the threads have a little dab of Loctite on them, which should keep them from vibrating loose. It's a nice touch. Okay, the scoring on the handlebars will help me center this up. Okie doke. Our next step is going to be to try to get the front wheel in. There's grooves here and here, and then the disc sits right inside that caliper. And I've already gave it one attempt, and it was being a little stubborn. And I want to be careful because I do not want to warp this disc at all, and we don't want to get our hands on it either and get grease on of any kind. I've already got a little grease on my hands from the front forks here, so we don't want to get that on here and contaminate the brake pads. Okay, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I just slipped the axle bolt through. There's threads. There's threads on this side. So I think really all we have to do now is with the M6 here is just kind of thread this through. And I do not have a torque wrench. I would love to know how many foot-pounds of torque you're supposed to put on this. I'm going to snug it up, and it also had some Loctite on the male thread here to help. Let's see what we got going here. I don't hear any drag on the hydraulics or on the disc pads, which is really great. That means that it's perfectly aligned. All right, let's go see what the next step is. Okay, now that this is all put together and I'm done handling things and maybe accidentally touching this disc, I'm going to just use some, off-the-shelf isopropyl alcohol cleanup, and then anything that's on it from the shipping or the manufacturing is gonna come off. We don't want to. It's weird because these are going to get road grime on them, but you don't want any oil in your brake pads. Once the pads get contaminated, then the only real way to get them to be perfect again is to replace them. Oh, you can take them out and sand them too. That's another video. I'll be doing that soon on my bike. All right, next up is the pedals. Got the number 6 wrench here. Just gonna thread this in. And we'll go ahead and supply bridge here. All right, we're going to install the headlight right here, and way back at the start, I put this clamp in upside down. This hole is for the headlight, so unless you want a really low headlight, which is no problem really, but I thought I might as well just go ahead and put it together as it was designed, and that's to have this hole up on top. So we can just go ahead and install this real quick. Okay, so I've removed the protective cap here, and you can just go ahead and plug this in straight away. As you can see, there's a keyway here that you would want to match this up to, and then there is a collar with threads, and your headlight's connected, and there's some dressing for that to hold that cable down. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put on the display, and you just loosen these 2.5s here on the side. They've got little teeth on them to hold it in position, and then I've removed the 2.5 bolts here, and we're just going to pop this thing on. So we got green and green. It's a 5-pin connector. Got a nice keyway on there to get us lined up. Not gonna lie, having a hard time with this. This is a 5-pin, and you know, if you bend the pins, it's game over. All right. And this is a 6-pin connector. Again with the keyway. Get it lined up. This guy here to sort of dress up all these cables. Forgive the noise from my furnace. I believe before I move on to the next step, I'm going to kind of cheat. And I thought I should have done this at the beginning. And that would be, I'm just going to go ahead and put the keys in and give this a turn and lift this battery out. And why not get it charging while we continue the installation? Okay, this is quite simple. There's a removable rubber door here. Okay, and you can see there's got a flat side, so you just kind of line that flat side up and get your charger plugged in. The charger has a nice sleeve that you can mount to the wall, so you can store your charger on your garage wall or maybe someplace else in your home. This is all UL listed. This is kind of new for the e-bike world to have that label. So we're going to get that charged up. So one thing I do like to do is I do have this setback timer, and you can set it for 15, 30 an hour, which really doesn't do you much good, but I have used the 2, 4, and 6 to charge my electric batteries for my bicycle. So what you do is you set this for 6, and you plug your charger in, you plug your battery in, you plug the charger into this setback timer, and you turn on the power. And it gives you 6 hours, and that's enough for what I do. I only have a short commute to work, about an 8-mile round trip. So what this does is this does cut the power after 6 hours. So if your battery's on the charger for 3, 4, 5 days a week, whatever, it doesn't have power. It only has enough to get it charged up for you, so the next time you use it, you're ready to go. Additionally, I would mention that I have outfitted my garage where my bike charges with a fire alarm that reports to the security alarm at the home. And it was just it's a wireless device, and it was super simple. Just had to screw it to the garage ceiling above where I charge. And luckily, nothing has ever happened. Alrighty, I've got the battery in, and I'm just gonna peel this off, and we're just gonna check the display. I don't know if you can see it, but some reflections here, but some weird patterns down here at the bottom of the screen. Very faint, but let's power this up and see what happens. I'm going to press and hold the power button. There's our display. You can see the battery levels and that the pedal assist is at 0. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Terrific. And I guess we should check the light. Got a little indicator down here. Nope, it's just a bit of dust that popped right up right when I turned on the light. We do see the light here, and let's go around front and see what we got. Okay, yep, our light's working. And our tail light's working. That's terrific. And I will test the throttle. Now the back wheel's off the ground. I just want to make sure the throttle works. Works great. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy back on the charger and just go ahead and get it up to 100%. And next video, we'll do a test ride.